On April 12, 1983, 29-year-old officer Daniel Wayne Cogburn, a member of the West Columbia Police Department in South Carolina, was shot and killed in the line of duty. His death was the result of a random act of violence that occurred only 4 days after he began serving as a police officer. That evening, Cogburn was conducting a traffic stop in West Columbia. At that moment, he was seated in his vehicle writing a citation. Cogburn probably wasn't expecting the turn of events that were about to take place, or the fact that he would not leave that vehicle alive. Just then, a pickup truck drove by. The operator of the vehicle, 38-year-old Robert South. South's motive for this unforeseen act of violence is unclear, but as he drove by, South saw Officer Cogburn, pulled out a gun, fatally shot him, and drove off. Shortly after the shooting, South was identified as the perpetrator and arrested. In South Carolina, the murder of a police officer is a capital offense and can result in the death penalty, which is ultimately what happened to South. The state treated the offense as an aggravated murder case, qualifying for the death penalty. South made many attempts to appeal his sentence. These attempts proved futile, as the courts would uphold his conviction and sentence each time. Years of sitting on death row wore on South, and eventually he wrote a letter addressing his lawyer, requesting to cease all appeals. South's life came to an end on May 31, 1996, via lethal injection at the Broad River Correctional Institution, 13 years after the murder. Now 51 years old, South's last words were a farewell to his lawyer, telling her, "I'll see you when I see you," before laying on the table. As they administered the cocktail of drugs, South swallowed twice, and his mouth slowly opened as he lost consciousness. He was pronounced dead 19 minutes after the drugs were released at 1:21 a.m. Officer Cogburn left behind a wife, a daughter, 2 sons, a father, brother, and sister. His name was inscribed on the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C., and the South Carolina Law Enforcement Officers Hall of Fame. The Officer Down Memorial page records his sacrifice and contains multiple remembrances from colleagues, family, and community members. Rest in peace, Officer Cogburn.